Hello YouTube and welcome back into another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Valheim and we're bringing you another weapon guide. This one being the top 6 two-handed weapons. And so this is going to be for all those brute or berserker or whatever you want to go for characters out there that are damage sponges that wear a lot of armor and wield a big two-handed weapon. So let's just dive on in and start off with number 6. So at number 6 we have the Stag Breaker, and this one's going to be one that you can actually unlock pretty early in the game. Basically, all you're going to need is deer trophies and core wood. So you're going to need to cut down some pine trees to get that core wood and kill some deer to get deer trophies. But once you've done that, you can actually make the Stag Breaker, and it's the first two-handed weapon in the game that you're going to have access to. And it's fun because, like many two-handed weapons in this game, or like a few I should say, it does area damage. So you see that? You get that big old shockwave, so it's a lot of fun. So the description says, a weapon worthy of the gods. If you get hit with this, you'll know it. It's, like I said, two-handed, and it has stats at level 4, as all the weapons on this list will be tested to keep it consistent. It has a blunt damage of 38, a block of 15, making it actually better at blocking than swords and axes. It has a knockback of 150, so this thing can really send your opponents flying, and like I said, it has that area damage, so it's all very useful. And a durability of 250, making it pretty dang durable, especially for something made out of wood and antlers. So, as cool as this thing looks, let's see how it actually works in combat. So as you can see, we're able to take out some deer just with the area damage, so definitely a good weapon there. How does it fare off against necks, you might be asking? Well, let's see. I'd say not too bad. But of course, no weapon's truly good until we see how it does against greylings. So let's parry. Look at that knockback. That's just epic. So yeah, that's number 6, the Stag Breaker. Let's move on to number 5. So next up at number 5, we have the bronze ATGEIR, which is kind of a polearm, poleaxe looking bad boy. And as a bronze weapon, you are going to need bronze to have this one. So the description says, a true warrior's tool. And I agree, it's definitely a very well-balanced and very good weapon. I find the ATGEIRs to be very, very good weapons in this game. To get bronze, as you probably know, you need to kill the first boss, the ATGEIR, and you'll get an antler from him, which you can use to make a pickaxe. Once you have the pickaxe, you mine yourself some tin and some copper, which can both be found in the Black Forest biome. Then smelt yourself some bronze. Once you've smelted some bronze, you can make bronze tools, such as the ATGEIR. And this one is the 5th best two-handed weapon in the game. So it has, at level 4, a pierce damage of 63, a block of 10, a knockback of 30, and a durability of 275. So a significant step up in damage over the Stag Breaker. As you can see, it is a thrusting weapon. I actually like using it more than the spear because it's got more of a typical spear feel to it. It goes a little bit slower than the spear weapons as far as spears go, but it definitely does more damage. So let's test this one out in combat. Here we go, some real enemies to test it against. Grey dwarfs. So as you might be able to tell, a pretty decent weapon. So again, that is the bronze ATGEIR, which comes in at level 5. Let's move on to number 4. So next up at number 4, we have the iron sledge, which is just a beefy looking weapon. Look at that bad boy. So this weapon is one that's going to start off what you're going to need for iron in the two-handed weapons department. And to get iron, you need to kill the second boss, which is the Elder of the Forest. From him, you'll receive a swamp key, which you can use to unlock swamp catacombs, in which you can mine iron from the blob masses that block most of the passageways. Once you've done that, you can smelt it down into iron ingots, and you'll be able to craft the iron sledge, which is truly a big-ass hammer. So, this one, at level 4, has a blunt damage of 73, making it 10 points more damage than the bronze ATGEIR, a block of 15, so moving back up to a slightly higher block ability, a knockback of 200, giving it 50 points more knockback than the Stag Breaker. Definitely a good weapon for throwing your enemies. And a durability of 250, putting the durability at the same as the Stag Breaker, slightly lower than the bronze ATGEIR. Definitely a meaty looking weapon, gotta be honest. Very, very cool. So let's test out this bad boy in combat. Here we've got a greyling to go against. That'll be fun. Let's see if we can get him to attack us so we can parry it. Oops, didn't do it right. Yeah, look at that smash. That's a decently upgraded smash over the Stag Breaker. Definitely a fun weapon to use if you enjoy that. And it just wrecks the undergrowth too. And we got that deer even as it was running away from us. Gotta love that area damage. One more greyling for good luck. Sweet. Alright, so like I said, that was number 4, the iron sledge. Let's move on to the third best two-handed weapon in the game. Alright, so moving on to number 3, we have another iron weapon, the iron ATGEIR. So much like the bronze ATGEIR, this one is the same style, just a stronger metal. So, as you can see, Blood Drinker, Skullcracker, Deathbringer. Definitely a good description, because this is a deadly weapon. This one has a pierce damage of 83, putting it 10 hull points higher than the iron sledge, a block of 10, and a knockback of 30, giving it some decent knockback potential. Not as much as, obviously, a hammer will, but, you know, still pretty good. And a durability of 325, so giving it significantly more durability than any of the other two-handed weapons on this list. Like the last one, you'll need iron to do this one, but I've already explained how to do that, so I won't do it again. So, let's actually just go see how this one does in combat. So there we go, even against a fulling, which is a decently difficult, at least high damage creature to do, you know, takes it out pretty easily. And we can even take down a nice 2-star buck in one hit. Also gives you that, ooh, wow, that was a lot of leather. It gives you that additional reach that I really love. Really the biggest change from the spear to the ATGEIR, it's, I mean, you get slightly more damage out of the ATGEIR than you will out of the corresponding spear. But as a two-handed weapon, you can't use a shield with it, but you definitely get a bit more thrusting reach. So that was number 3, the iron ATGEIR. Let's move on to number 2. Alright, so moving on to the number 2 spot, we have the BATTLEAXE, and just look how beefy and heavy this thing is. This thing is styled after a ridiculously heavy-duty Dane axe, so you can see we've got a nice two-handed, giant, single-bitted axe, so that's very awesome. So the description is Skull Splitter, a warrior's joy, and I would say that's probably a pretty accurate description for this one. Again, this one is one that's going to require iron, so you're going to need iron. I've already described how to do that, so the BATTLEAXE is, as far as stats go for level 4 BATTLEAXE, you have a slash damage of 93, so 10 points more than the iron ATGEIR, a block of 20, giving it the best block ability on this list, a knockback of 70, making it not quite as good as the iron sledge or the stag breaker, but still pretty decent. It's going to give you enough knockback to really keep your enemies at arm's reach. And a durability of 350, giving it the highest durability so far of any on this list. So, definitely a really, really solid weapon. So, why don't we just go ahead and test this bad boy out on some enemies. Alright, we're here in the swamp biome, my favorite biome for testing out weapons. And we're going to kill some draugrs. It's got such a slow speed, but boy does it do damage. Look at that, we're just tearing these bad boys apart. So I would say definitely a pretty good weapon. As you can see, holds its own, can really take out most enemies no problem. You have to compensate for the slow swing speed, but it does a ton of damage. So that is number 2, the BATTLEAXE. Let's move on to the best two-handed weapon in the game. And so for the number 1 best two-handed weapon in the game, we have the black metal ATGEIR. So definitely cooler looking than the 2 previous ATGEIRs. It's got a more complex head, but it's the same basic premise. It's a thrusting weapon. So the description for this one says, a vicious hewing axe of almost unbreakable black metal, which is pretty accurate because these things are just really, really deadly and pretty dang durable. So the black metal ATGEIR has a pierce damage of 123, putting it significantly above the BATTLEAXE, which was the, you know, next best one. I should say 30 points higher because I like to be quantifiable. Has a block ability of 10, knockback of 30, so bring us back down to the knockback that all the ATGEIRs have, and a durability of 325, making it very, very durable. Not as durable as the BATTLEAXE, but still very, very durable. This one is black metal, so to get black metal you need to kill fullings, which can be found in plains biomes, which are these like tan areas. So once you find them, you have to kill them. I haven't found a different way to get black metal. There probably is one, but as far as, for right now, as far as I know, the best way to do it is by killing fullings. So once you've done that, you can smelt it down and make yourself some black metal tools, including the ATGEIR. So, very cool weapon. Let's go test it out. Alright, we're going to give this weapon the ability to stretch his legs. We're going to kill some surtlings. Yeah, one hit. Not too bad, huh? Some skeletons, you say? Why not? I like the reach you get with the ATGEIR. It definitely helps you keep your enemies, you know, far enough away so they're not really mobbing you. The best two-handed weapon in the game, definitely has its contemporaries amongst the other two-handed weapons in the game, which in order are the BATTLEAXE, the iron ATGEIR, the iron SLEDGE, the bronze ATGEIR, and finally the worst one, or in some regards people might say the sixth best, the STAG breaker. So that's all the two-handed weapons in the game. If you want to roleplay as someone who doesn't care about a shield and just uses both hands on his weapon, then these are the weapons for you. Hope you enjoyed this video and hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.